Hi Libra, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Libra, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody. That is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. Your key to the week this week is the Hierophant card. This week, it would not surprise me if you are having to interact with a bigger or larger institution in some way. Usually this is things like local authorities, offices like, an office of or etc. This could also be as well on a more personal level. This may be a week where you're stepping onto a new path in some sort that is going to culminate in an initiatory process. So I see this as very much a card of initiation. And so this week it does suggest that you're embarking on something that it's leading to something bigger, that is actually effectively a journey and an event that are going to change who you are. So this could be a big week for you in some way. With that said, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't seen the posts yet on my socials, Instagram, Facebook, and on the community tab, there is a new Reydiant Reality course coming up. It is for manifesting pretty much anything, well, not even pretty much, just anything that you want. What I've created is a course that shows you how to, or gives you a blueprint so that you can create the successes and the marvelous things that you want in your life. And I truly feel that this is something that I can be very, very proud of. As part of this, there will be quarterly community calls where we'll be talking about all things to do with the course, etc. And on top of that, you will gain access to the Facebook, the Reydiant Reality Facebook course alums group. So basically, if you've taken any of my courses, you have access to that group. If not, then you won't. The course goes live on June the 7th. I would love to have you along as part of this. Don't panic. You don't have to be there in person. All of the stuff is delivered for you on the platform. All right. So with that said, I would love to see you there. There's lots more posts coming on, like I said, Instagram and Facebook and the YouTube community tab. If you got any questions, ask me. Thank you so much for listening to that. For your actions and interactions with your actions and options, you have the Hermit card. So this is a lot of earth straight away. This is a week for you to stay, to be slow, steady. It looks like you're paying a lot of attention to some of the detail this week. So there's a lot of considerations here. I think for a lot of you, this is you being really stringent about whatever it is that you're working on, especially where there's paperwork, documents going on, anything to do with visas, applications, things where you're having to interact with sort of very, public or legal offices in some way, shape or form. Now, because this is in your actions and options, this does suggest that you're pulling yourself out of the melee or the fray so that you can focus on the task at hand. Sometimes that really is what we need to do when we've got important stuff to do. Switch off the phone, right? Put the music on and literally just get to what you need to get to so that you can focus. Maybe if you're not one of those people, I'm an active silence kind of person. I like, certain types of music to get into my zone for certain things so that I can, allow to flow and all the rest of it, which is one of the reasons that I love the written readings that I do, because I can really allow my my mind and my connection just to be pure. I don't have to worry about what I'm saying or censoring it in case I upset anybody, or I can go back and delete something if I have to. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Devil card. Okay, so we get a little bit serious here because these are all earth cards, all right? The Hierophant card, Taurus energy. The Hermit card, Virgo energy. The Devil, the Nature card, in this deck it's called Nature, but it's the Devil card, and this is in your communications. This may be a week where there is a battle of wills. You might be finding this week that there's challenges and or gatekeepers that seem to be withholding either information or not letting you pass for something. This is one of those times where I would say, usually if the devil card shows up in your communications, I would say maybe think about adjusting your approach. But because of the other cards that are here, it's like you're doing what you have to do and you're still being asked to give more or to adapt more. I think actually what I want to say to you is this week you are having to stand your ground, and I really do think that's probably one of the best ways forward. It is going to bring things to a grinding halt, and as long as you're aware of that, and you don't freak out and allow it to become, like nothing's moving, if you do all of that, you're already you're already further along the path than you need to be. So this week, prepare for a slowdown. For those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, this is going to be a clash of ideologies, I believe. This could be maybe something that you say or something that is said as a result of or in your studies is diametrically opposed to your own spiritual and or religious beliefs in some way. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, I would, again, this may be and this is only for you if you know that I'm talking to you. If you are in a toxic working environment and you can feel that the air of the conversation, etc., is oppressive and is sort of, aimed at you for any number of reasons, this is one of those weeks where I wouldn't be adverse to, well, not adverse to it anyway, but where I would say maybe check in with your HR department. If you feel like this is personal, and I got to be honest, it kind of looks and feels like it is to me, and I'm not even in it, then this would be a week to speak up or blow that damn whistle, all right? And look, so this Hermit card suggests that maybe you're slinking away for a minute to say, am I being too sensitive here? You're going through all the processes, and you maybe still come to that conclusion, and then you're like, no, you know what, I need to say something in an official capacity. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, if you are a business owner, this is, if you're going to align yourself with a new client, a larger business in some way, I would look at what their alignments or their affiliations are and see if they align with your own. The reason I say this is I kind of get the feeling is once you're in it, it's going to be really hard to extricate yourself. And if they're selling an idea or an ideology that you really don't believe in, or that they're going to force you to, that could be a problem for you later down, right? For those of you that are retired and no longer working, this would be a really good week for you to get a handle on what your vices are. Where is it that are you eating too much? Are you sleeping too much? Are you being too inactive? Like, this is a week to really question what you're doing on the physical level. And this might come up in conversation. Maybe a friend, a family, a loved one, etc. says to you, look, we kind of feel like you're idling a little bit. For your love and relations, you got the Ace of Cups. So there is support coming through your people, through your connection, through your family ties. For those of you that are single, there's a lot going on. And to be honest, I would say, this is maybe a week where relying more on friendships than looking for love may be a better path forward. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, remember, they say we take our crap out on the person that's closest to us. I think that's just a really old way. I think it's a really outdated thing that people, of my generation grew up with hearing, like, oh, you always hurt the one that you love the most, or the one that's closest to you the most, and stuff like that. And it's like, it's actually some really toxic fucking behaviour. No, no, thank you. And we've got to give them their props. They grew up with a whole bunch of stuff, right? When you look at it, but this week, Manage your stuff so that it doesn't become a problem in your relationship. And if you are dealing with stuff and it's overwhelming, this would be a really good week to speak to your significant other. They want to support you. They're offering you support and love and care and connection. Don't let this stuff going on cloud that. For your money and materials, you've got the Six of Cups. Right underneath the nature card, which is the devil, which is number 15, 1 and 5 gives you 6. 2 sixes represents balance or irritability, and I think you know which one it's going to be this week. So with that said, the Six of Cups is either an old revenue stream coming back. This could be something that you really enjoyed once upon a time. I gotta be honest, it doesn't look like it's a huge money spinner, but it does look like something that really takes your mind out of the quagmire that might be going on at this moment in time. So, you know, as an example, let's say, you know, you do paintings, or, you know, you paint mugs or glasses and cups and, you know, all manner of kinds of things like that, and you sell them. That's a really wonderful thing because you're using all of your creativity and your mind and everything. Whatever this extra sort of boost to the income is, or potential, you know, other revenue stream, it has a practical application, which means that you're able to let your mind kind of go while you're doing it. And on top of that, it gives you this ability to kind of step back and say, okay, it will take your mind out of the current situation, is what I'm trying to say. The fact that you have this then with the devil card, for those of you that have children, if your kids ask you for money this week, I would check where that money is going. You know, I don't want to say it's anything sinister, but with that sort of connection of cards, I would be wary even about just handing money over, especially if it seems like an unusually large sum. For your physical health and vitality, the Six of Cups is your reproductive system. And then when it comes to your, and I would say as well, if for those of you that are single, if you are going to enjoy your body and other persons, just be sure that you're protecting yourself adequately. You know, not just against pregnancy either. All right. When it comes to your home and environment, this would be. I kind of feel like this might be somebody tries to reconnect with you this week, and you're like, no, it ended for a reason. Like, this could be a friend, it could be a family member. It's like a connection that's come to a close that may have been challenging, may have been toxic, may have been just, you know, not very good in general. And so you're kind of like, yeah, I'm not going to go backward on this. I'm just going to sort of stick with where I'm at. And that might be the best way forward. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Look after yourself. Thank you so much. Take care, and I'll see you soon.